Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to suddenlycomics.com. It's a Monday night, it's the price variance. We are with everybody's favorite Canadian, Alan, and I've got a special show for you tonight because Heritage ran their big special summer event yesterday, and we've actually changed the date of our recording so that we could have a look at this special sale. It is the sort of pyramid peak of comics, the rarest comic or the hottest comics at the highest grades. So we showed the lowest five. So Alan to pick the top 10 sales. The bottom five sales are on Alan's channel. Believe it or not, in position 10 was Avengers 1. So that shows you the quality. You all know what's coming. My favorite comic, I'm going to give you a clue. It's got an AF and a 15 in it. Is probably going to be on this list. Right.
But it wasn't just an Avengers 1. It was an Avengers 1 and a 9-0.
Okay.
X-Men 1.
So the first comic on my show is, you're going to recognize this, guys. It is X-Men #1 in a stunning 8.5 grade, which sold for $57,600. That's pocket change for Alan.
I wish.
But for us mere mortals, we just look on and with amazement, with our mouths agape. Right, Alan, what do you think to this sale here?
It seems like a pretty good sale. I imagine it's down from COVID, but it's such a beautiful book. You got the first appearance of the X-Men. You get pretty much the first appearance of most of the major X-Men characters, like Jean Grey, Professor X, also Magneto, Iceman, Beast.
Yeah, Iceman throwing snow.
Cyclops.
I always think he's a great fun on here.
Yeah, it's like he's like the least threatening of the team at this point.
I think Cyclops is having slightly more effect than Iceman's snowballs, but anyway.
Yeah. So,
nice copy. It's an 8.5, 57,600. Alan thinks that's a pretty good price. Let's have a look. It's where the last
ignoring the bump. Just ignore that bump, people.
Ignore the bump. It's where the last two sales have been, Alan. Around that 58,000 mark. That's it's steadied. This is now steady at that level. And to be fair, that is up on pre-COVID.
Yeah.
We can't keep 35,000 pre-COVID, now running around 57. That's pretty good. I think
actually, if you notice one thing that's interesting, this book, the trend line was kind of flat for a long time, kind of was gradually stepping up.
Yeah.
And this is actually an improvement on the trend line overall.
It is, yes. So this comic's actually done quite well. Take away the COVID blip. This comic's actually done quite well over the last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, exactly. So very good. But this is one that's got a massive census count, right? It's
we 8,000 or something here. Yeah, not quite. 6,370. A good solid sale, don't we?
Yes, very good. It's nice to see this. This is one of these top 5 Silver Age books, I would say, and to see it kind of getting back to its trend line.
And it's not dropping.
Yeah, it's not dropping anymore. It's the big thing. That was a pretty massive drop that it had before, but now it seems to be steady again, which is good.
That was just boom and bust. The important
bust,
is it's actually higher than it was in March 2020. Fair amount. Okay, let's move on. Fantastic Four in a
old slab, by the way.
An old slab, but I wouldn't get it re-slabbed because I think is it a 9.8? Yes. So I'm not going to take this. Oh, and it's a pedigree. The only possible reason for getting this re-slab would be to get a nice pedigree label.
Yeah, you could get it reholstered. It looks like It looks like a 9.8 to me. I mean, I don't see any flaws in it. I mean, the spine looks amazing.
That's incredible. Wowzer. I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe right there. Wait, wait, wait. Got to zoom in right, going down, going down, down, down. I see right, maybe that's the guy's hand right there, right by the guy's, if you zoom in by the guy's knee, let's see. We're going to be
That's a
really critical.
hand.
That's a hand. Okay. I thought that was maybe a color
No,
breaking spine
it's
pickup.
a Kirby hand.
It's a
Um,
curvy hand. I mean, this looks really solid.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So it's every bit a 9.8. Maybe it'll get a 9.9. You never know.
Well, yeah, probably will. Well, even at a 9.8 with an old label, it's got 66,000 on it. That sounds pretty good to me. I mean, I don't know how many of these there are. I don't think there's that many 9.8s on the Fantastic Four
I mean,
58. Oh, this.
first appearance of Galactus
Oh,
and
remember
Silver.
this was one where there was a warehouse find, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, there was. So there's a fair number of these at the top of the census, actually.
Okay, so this actually is a bit disappointing.
So this is 60, what was it? 66,000?
66, yes, so it's down here. So the last sale was at 63,
So it's kind of come up from that last
a
sale, but
little
not
bit,
much.
but there's a big drop here from there was a
90,000?
93,000 sale in June last year, so it's down 30,000 from June last year.
That's not good. Because like June last year is like when you're sort of hitting the bottom from the COVID bump.
Yeah, exactly. That was definitely out of COVID, so this has suddenly dropped again. Mind
Wow.
you, having said that, Alan, this is
I,
still up way,
way above the,
way up on pre-COVID. It's double what
yeah.
it was pre-COVID, so it might even have a bit further to fall. This,
Yeah, to get back onto the trend line.
yeah,
Wow. That's kind of disappointing. So this is our first real down comic, actually, I would say.
yeah, which is surprising.
Um,
Mind
yeah,
you,
and
there are
considering.
there are 44 of these. We have discussed this. There was a warehouse find on this. There are a lot more
Mhm.
copies of this than there are 49. Yeah, look, there are 9,875 copies. This is not a rare
And
book.
44, like when you have 44 of something at the top of the census, I mean, that's, we were looking at books that the highest grade was a 9.6, and there
And
was
there's only
only one
one.
of them.
Yeah. And there was no
Yeah,
9.4s.
yeah, yeah. So this is like, it is what it is. It's not rare enough at that high grade to command the big money.
No. Well, I mean, depends what big money is to you, Alan. For me, 64,000 is quite big money, but
Well, you know, bigger, big money. How about bigger, big money? How about that?
Right. And now we'll look at this one. We're over the £100,000 market
Now
now.
this is big money. 106,000.
First appearance of the man in iron, um,
Mhm.
Stark, um, from 1963, Tales of Suspense, and there's less of these because it's not a number one, it's in the middle of a run.
Yeah.
Tales of Suspense 39, the first appearance of Iron Man for 106,000, but it is in a 9.2. I mean, that's a high grade.
The high grade, but it's I think it's not the highest, and
Oh, it wouldn't be the highest, I wouldn't have thought, no.
but this is this if you think about the doubling effect. So a 9.4 you would expect to go for 200, 9.6, 800. This is like $1 million book based on this sale.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah.
What did it sell for? Yeah, so it's down a bit.
It's down a lot actually if it's
Well,
that
no,
that
I mean the last two sales were at 108, and this is
okay, so it's in line with
it's
recent
there. It's
sales.
on that flat bit there. So the COVID peak was 168, and this is holding at 106. And compared to oh, wait a minute, where's pre-COVID on here? There wasn't a pre-COVID sale to compare against.
Yeah, it had like a kind of a straight line because there just
Yeah.
wasn't many
Yeah.
sales. Um, Here's the question. Okay, let's look at the census on this book. Like, what is the breakdown? Like, how many 9/8s are there? How many like 9/6s and so forth?
Well, there were 198, which would go, you were right, it probably would be £1 million book if one came up. If
Yeah,
it's sold, it's only one of them. And did it sell?
just barely under a million now.
Yeah, it sold in April for 804,000. I think we covered that. Um, where have I gone now?
Yeah, is it just loading up now?
Yeah. So yeah, so there's only 198. Um, and there are 596s, 2194s, and 1692s. So 106,000. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, considering that's a fairly
I
high
mean,
census count.
800, 400, 200, 100. It's almost perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seems like it's right in line where it should be.
Yeah,
I think that $160,000 sales was a bit crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Um, this sounds like it's right back where it should be.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, so that to me that's a good sale. I'm not going to say it's it's in line with the last two sales that just happened.
yeah. It's
Um,
consistent.
yeah, but I mean the census count on this book is lower. It's like 2,800. So
Yeah. Oh, wait, it's a lot lower
that,
than the Fantastic Four. Yeah.
yeah, so that's very cool. Great
Right.
book.
Here we go. And this is not the most expensive comic. Um,
No, it isn't, but
uh,
it's a lower grade. It's a
it's a
lower
lower
grade.
grade. It's a 6.5. Somebody's been slumming it, buying a low graded Amazing Fantasy. um, yeah, it's a nice looking copy.
Yeah, first appearance of Spider-Man. Mark's favorite book. He's actually going to get this tattooed on his back in
Ugh,
full.
and
Um,
a number of times I've had to type Amazing Fantasy 15. Um, Origin of first appearance of Spider-Man, Peter Parker. First appearance of Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
and on man, yep.
Yeah, bit of
But yeah, it is a six
well,
five,
six
right?
five, not on.
But actually, it's a clean 6.5.
It is.
This
It,
book is
no chipping.
notorious for
No
yeah,
chipping.
for the chipping. That's the thing I was thinking about. It's a very clean copy, good colors.
Yeah,
It's a solid book.
it is a solid book. 114,000. What do you reckon, Alan? Now we've
Now
fine.
that's obviously down because
Yeah,
this
but I
book was
mean,
insane at
yeah,
one point.
it's obviously down from the COVID peak, but where is it against the last couple of sales?
I would say this is in line because it's you know I would have guessed this is
Up.
in line with this.
It's up. This has bounced back. So the last two sales were 91,000 and 96,000, and this has
Mhm.
come back to around about uh, oh, more than that. It's come back to about here. So yeah, this has bounced back.
That's good.
That's
So
an
yeah.
that's a really good trend line, Alan.
Oh yeah, it's like dude. Well, this is one of those ones that it's sort of like if you look at certain books like Batman 1, Superman 1, Amazing Fantasy 15. There's a few others like that. They're massive books, the biggest books for their eras. They always have these crazy trend lines where they get these big sales, crash sale, big sale, crash sale. It's just like this very chaotic, not so nice trend line. But
I think that's a reasonable sale. It's not
yeah,
falling. The key for me is it stopped falling, and I think it has.
yeah, it looks like it's going backward
Yeah,
up
yeah,
now,
yeah,
which is good.
yeah.
Um, and this, part of the thing is it was a solid copy.
It was very
I've actually seen 6.5s with Marvel chipping.
yeah.
It's like, um, But yeah, definitely. I think actually CGC doesn't knock the chipping as much as it could
No.
because it's a known defect. You can actually have it without even, you know, any flaws with the book, right?
Mm,
So
yeah. Okay. And our final
okay.
comic for the evening, even more expensive than
Then
Amazing.
Amazing Fantasy. Yeah.
Possibly could it be? It's not Amazing Spider-Man 1. It is Fantastic Four number one
Yeah.
in an 8.5.
Yeah, really high grade.
Yowza. Look at that. What a crack.
First appearance of the Fantastic Four. This is the book that brought Marvel to its fame. I mean, this is the book that saved Marvel as a company. It's
Yeah.
actually the first Marvel, true Marvel comic as well. Before it was like Atlas, and it never, this is what it sort of defined them. Like they put everything into this comic basically. All their chips. Let's go with it. Let's see if we can save the company with Fantastic Four number one. So this is kind of a major book for many reasons.
Yeah.
So
My favorite comic. And unfortunately, I didn't have £144,000 to spend on it. Uh,
you were just shy, right? Just shy. Almost
just
had
shy, yeah, yeah.
it.
My maximum bid was 143,950, so I was a bit gutted.
Oh, don't you hate that? Someone just overbids you at the last moment there. Okay.
Right, let's see what this went for. Let's see how this compares. Right. So it's way up on the last sale.
What was the last sale?
Last sale was 117.
Okay. This is way
But
up
it's
above that.
then the one before that was a COVID sale. So it's it's
Sort of in between.
it's come back up. Yeah, it's sort of bounced back.
And
Uh,
the COVID sale was like 200?
Pre-COVID was, well, April 21 was COVID, wasn't it? Uh,
Yeah.
Pre-COVID 96, so 114, about right.
Yeah. Actually, it's gone. Well, this is 144.
Oh, 144. Oh, sorry, it's bounced quite a long way back.
Yeah. No, it's gone up quite a lot.
Oh, well, that's actually quite strong.
That's a very strong sale.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's good. It's nice that we see a nice way to end it
yeah,
with a strong sale.
yeah, yeah. So I think what we're seeing here, Alan, this has not been a everything's down show. This has been
Mhm.
things have steadied at the top
And
end. Things have steadied, and we had got a few records where we got very exceptional comics.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, these are actually kind of returning back to normal and kind of, going up as a nice little investment. I mean, that's really what we want to see actually
I
overall.
mean, this is investment money coming in here, isn't it? So this is,
Mhm.
people buying stuff for their pension funds and their children's trusts and things. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, so one thing that I did a show just recently where I was talking about, interest rates and how that impacts the value of comics,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um, One thing that we can say, just looking at this trend, is that if you parked your money in comics, it's better than parking it in the bank.
yeah,
Because if you park it in the bank, sometimes it's generally going down, right? But it's been a safe investment. Maybe not like a killer investment where you're going to make tons of money, but it's at least you're doing at least inflation, if not slightly better.
yeah. I mean, if you just take out the COVID blip, which just distorts everything,
Yeah, it's yeah, that's
you're on a key blue chip book. It's gradually going up over a period of time. It's like buying shares in the Bank of America or Shell Oil or something like that.
mhm.
It's not gonna do anything too exciting, but it is over a 10-year period on average going to go up.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and from his history that what you got to do is every time there's a worldwide pandemic where everything gets locked down, that's when you sell your books. That's so we just wait. It seems to happen every 60 years.
Okay, well, I won't
So,
be around for the next one. I'll
oh
leave, I'll leave that up to you.
no, I'll do it for my robot body. I'll be in like one of those. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Right. Okay. Uh, it's worked this time. So that was interesting. Those huge sales there. I hope you enjoyed that. The market is still not very healthy, but at least these high-end books are
Mhm.
holding up against their pre-COVID prices. You know, they're not back up. They're not going to never. We're going to be a number of years before we hit those COVID prices again, but we are back to, you know, pre-COVID trendline prices, and a
Mhm.
couple of those have steadied. You know, that X-Men one, that Amazing Fantasy, which has been falling for some time, has steadied. You know,
Yes.
the knife is not dropping anymore, uh,
Mhm.
so that's good. We'll be back next week with probably less valuable books, but
Much less.
inevitably there will be a pesky arachnid on it.
Well,
Right.
we'll see if we can eradicate the arachnid. So but yeah.
Right, so that's your lot. See ya again soon.